Hello, all. We are live at 10:30. Good day, good day, good day. Dave,
Evening, sir.
well, I'm not hearing you. Hold on.
Wow.
Mic on?
Mm-hmm. That better?
As you should be. You hear me all right?
Yeah.
I am not hearing you.
Okay. I'll go out and come back in.
Let's see.
Oh,
Let me try. Okay, how about now?
Yeah, you there?
Hmm.
No?
Interesting. All right, let me check my connections here.
All right. I hear you just fine.
General audio. Mic is on. Hear me yet?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, we're gonna figure it out. Sorry, folks.
Let me,
Should be working.
let me go out and come back in. Well, you can't hear me.
Okay. Dave, I hear you now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's not coming out of my speakers that I prefer, my headset that I prefer, but I'll
Oh,
fix it.
yeah, I'm feeding back now.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. How about now?
Okay. Now we're good.
That's good.
There we go.
What's up, dude?
Oh, getting everything in line for next week.
Yeah. So is it happening? The travel plans are underway.
Oh, yeah, I paid enough for that damn plane ticket.
What's
I'll go
happening?
on a straight
There it
jacket
is. When's your flight?
Friday night. So
Okay.
the last flight in, usually what I get. So it's like
Oh
I'll
man.
be around 9 something and get up there around 11 o'clock.
What's up, Mazzy? These
Study
Alex.
hall.
Yeah, I just got back from it was sort of a Christmas party slash birthday party. So that's sort of I got that behind me, and yeah, busy day here, wrapping up
Yeah,
late Christmas plans. What's up, man?
yeah. It's a same busy day. Um, I did actually spin your record a couple
Oh,
times
you
today.
did.
Yeah, about
Let
four
me
or
talk.
five times now. The I gotta say, man, the B side, man, brings me to like early Trail of Dead in the
Hmm.
style.
I Trail of Dead is a band I only have sort of like bits and pieces of. Source Tags and Codes is the one obviously that most people have heard. That's
Yeah,
the one
this is
I know the most.
the way the songs build, and
Hmm.
even your vocal style on the last song is really like early Trail of Dead is what it reminds me of. And
Hmm.
the third song, the bass player, man, he really that sounds great. I mean,
I
the
wouldn't
whole
have.
album sounds great, but
Yeah, the bass and the low end is like what I love about it the most. Some section, the
yeah,
way it came out.
yeah. And the first song's an epic. That's like early bronzed chorus for
Oh
me.
right, yeah, yeah. I'm glad you like it,
Not
Mazzy.
the stuff you've heard, but like early bronze chorus from they've been around forever.
Yeah, that first track, Harness, is kind of where the new stuff is gonna go. Where we're fleshing that out now. Probably
Yeah,
about 8 songs.
it's definitely different than Content versus Carrier,
Yeah,
which I did.
I'm really happy. So the VC's been so supportive. Like we have 1 copy left right now. I've stashed 5, just so you know, but I have, because we're hoping to do a little New York State tour and then maybe something else. We'll see. But I wanted to stash a few for those shows. But they're basically gone, so I don't. Yeah, that's great. I don't want them sitting around. So I'm really appreciative of everybody joining it. Grabbing it and whatnot. It's been good.
Yeah.
So cheers, man.
Yeah, it's I hadn't been able to. I'm going to show it tomorrow. I haven't been able to do a video showing anything yet. So, but I appreciate that dub record. Crucial Tony's on there.
I mean, the Dub Syndicate, so good, man. I mean,
I don't have On You Sound.
I wondered if you had it. So
no, and I ran into an entire batch
hey,
of
Russell.
The Head Charge. What is it? African Head Charge records. But I didn't know if they were reissue or originals. There was like 5 or 6 of them, and I just couldn't tell. They were in the Bennett lunchbox. So
yeah, they're not that expensive, reissues or originals, really. I was able to get the original UK at WFMU.
Yeah, he didn't want to hold for him, but I sampled a few things of theirs. It's not. I don't know. I couldn't get into it at the time, but that was years ago. So
it's pretty twisted, I think.
Yeah, like Van Psychofunk showed their records years back, and I checked it out then, and it didn't hook me then, so
yeah,
I have to revisit it.
How do you hear me okay now? I just changed my mic to the mic I wanted.
Yeah, it's better.
It's better, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to put headphones on in a sec. Let me actually grab those real quick. One sec.
Sure.
Yeah, I was using wireless Bluetooth headphones that said they were synced, but they weren't. That's why I was sounding like a butthead there.
I just bought a new pair myself, and they have to sync to the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Instead of straight. The other ones I had were you just plug and go. You didn't have to link up to Bluetooth to use them. But all the new ones they make, you have to link up to Bluetooth.
I think I know. I think I know what I did. Okay, sorry. Little musical chairs here. I know.
So I think you were going to talk about tonight what kind of recapping your goals, or.
Well, I said that, but
I remember the list of heavies, and I know you've checked
out
a few.
I mean, we can. I sort of put that, but then I was like hesitant to actually sort of get into that.
Well, dude, you got time because Rochester might provide some of the heavies.
It could. I have.
I mean, Bop's always got heavies. You know.
So okay, this is one thing I was curious if anyone played this record of the 15 tapes I've sent. I've wondering how the tapes sound. I mean, I know they sound good because we tested it, but I'm curious if you've got.
You talking about the reel to reel?
The reel to reel, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Hey, Jason. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, but it's for me. There's a player.
Hey, Karen.
That may be at my grandmother's house. I have to check with my brother because now it's my brother's house. So I'm hoping, because I think she had one, and I know my uncle.
Yeah, I was hoping people would actually start to play it and everything, but
yeah,
here we go. Here's our
records has got one. He's got a reel to reel.
Yo,
I don't have one here at the house.
What's up, you beautiful fellas?
Looking good.
How are you?
Good.
Mild weather in Buffalo this time around compared to last year.
50 degrees today. Took my daughter to the woods. She loved it.
Nice.
Very nice.
There you go. What's up, Alex?
Well, I'm glad you guys are both here. Well, Dave, of course, as well, but specifically Alex and Brandon, because I have on in the background this record. You may remember this.
That's right.
This is the infamous last place we visited in New York. this goofy Obi strips that they put it on all of them. I know Mazzy, you guys went to this place too. You mentioned it.
Yeah, the space was great.
Oh,
The
yeah.
selection was very odd.
So
Yeah,
this is funny
Callum
though.
did a feature on that shop once, I think.
Well, it's funny. A good friend of mine went down there, and I was telling him about this place because he's into a lot of like sort of modern like emo and sort of punk and stuff, which is a lot of what they have. And he could not find it. He just kept walking right past it. It's such a small little basement shop.
Mm.
And anyway, the reason why I bring it up is they're very specific with their grading because they don't want you to they really don't want you to open the records, right? I mean, that's why this is here. So this fucking record that I'm obviously playing, which I was happy to get. This is like I was happy to find this there. I'm obviously playing it for the first time today, and guess what? It's got the gnarliest warp. It's like not even a small warp. It does play though, so I'm gonna let it sit in the vinyl flat for a month. But I just think it's funny that they've going through all this trouble to grade in this way, and
Was it record VG plus or near mint?
No. Oh, the sleeve is the record's supposed to be near mint.
Oh man.
But this is the kind of warp, like I don't know how you miss it. And the fact that they're putting these things in everything and they just totally, botch that is just kind of ironic, I think. But I mean, no, I'm not throwing shade to the store so much. I just think it's a little silly. I don't like it's been talked about in shops.
When you pick up the record, that the warp is like as soon as you put it in your hands, you're like, oh no.
Well, it's one of those warps that as soon as you pick it up, you can spot the warp quick. Like something looks wrong. It looks weird for a second. You're like, oh, what's this? It's a warp. You don't have to put it on your platter to see it. A lot of times, just when you pick it up, you can just tell with the way it looks that there's a warp.
There's some.
So I don't know how you would miss it.
Yeah, there's records if I get in the mail, as soon as I take it out of the sleeve and it's in my hands, my heart just drops into my stomach. Sometimes, like, oh no, it's freaking warped.
Oh, we can do some shade if we have to. We can go there, but it's
Tom, you're just getting to it today.
Well, that's another reason why I bring it up, Brandon. I mean, what day is today? How was this? 2 months ago? 2 months ago?
Like a year ago was the fair.
Yeah, it feels like it in a way, but no, I got a good pile that so that speaks to a lot of like I bought a lot of records that need to be played late at night, okay, by myself.
Yeah.
So you get this, Brandon. I mean, we like last night I finally played Milford Graves on ESP disc. I bought that from Billy the first day of WFMU. How have I just started to play that now? It's just one of those things that it's just not going to work at any other time late at night, and that's the way it's gone.
Which Milford was it, Dom?
The percussion group.
Oh yeah.
Which is I've been wanting to grab. I've been wanting it.
Yeah. This one, right?
Yeah.
This is a Japanese press that I have.
Yeah, I know.
It sounds really good, and it was a lot cheaper than.
Too many or not enough, Kieran? That's the question. I don't. We were talking about the idea that I threw out there with this. I kind of threw this out there as a bit of a tease, a 2023 recap of sorts. I mean, I just wanted to have a talking point essentially for us to spin off here, but yeah, I wanted to throw this out there as a sort of fun anecdote about my listening habits / warped record. And this is another one I bought at Angry Mom like a month or two ago, just after WFMU. You guys seen this one?
Freedom Label.
Yeah,
I've seen it once, but I didn't buy it.
I just started sampling this finally. It's all of the Art Ensemble people essentially, but Bakita Carroll's on it.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, $10.
Yeah,
nice.
I can't remember. I think
These
I saw
Freedoms.
Premium Sound here once.
Oh, good. That's the US one, right?
Before I came in, it's on Nessa.
Yeah,
Those
are incredible.
It's US. Because what is it? Pate is the French pressing.
Right.
Yeah. Second side of this is amazing.
Yeah.
I had no idea there was a US pressing until recently. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressings of that actually.
think I
I
got one.
noticed that there's like
Dusty.
4 or 5. Oh, my record's dragging. Hold on, you guys talk.
You said that was a U.S. press, Brandon?
Yeah, Nessa.
Looks
I
early.
think. Well, Alex, this is the one that you had a link to. What, 2 months ago or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was a good price. Seller out of Chicago.
Okay.
Wasn't
that-
I mean,
Wasn't Signal Records, was it?
you know what? Might have been.
Signal had
Sounds about right.
They had a bunch of copies of everything. That was crazy what they got in.
Listance. I know. I'm looking for it. I'm definitely
All the
looking for it.
Brazilian they got in too. You saw all that, right, Alex?
Where at?
It Signal, all the Brazilian they got in.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Alex, how you been, man?
Good. Yeah, it's only like 8 o'clock here, so my son was asking me something.
Yeah, I just had my son asking me about something that was not that important, but it had, you know how that goes.
When's the next Sonic Youth installed?
We were just talking about that on the way home from this party. Tomorrow we're going to listen to Confusion of Sex and Kill Your Idols. It's going to be a grand old Christmas listening session.
Yeah, the harsh stuff.
Yeah, those are records. I got them at FMU, obviously, but I've known them for years, of course. But I don't go back to them often because they're pretty intense. They're not like easy listening in any way. And like the first EP is almost tame in comparison to what they would do. But I mean, I love that sort of period too. So it'll be interesting to hear what he thinks. He's not, because we've listened to some later Sonic Youth randomly, and he's like, wow, this is like really experimental. Like this is kind of crazy. And it's like one of their last albums. I'm like, dude, it's going to get different. Like you're going to see. He's like, are they always experimental like that? I'm like, yeah, it gets pretty out there. So it'll be fun.
Awesome.
Yeah. But this is my Warped record. I don't know if you can.
Oh God, yeah. Oh
Jesus, yeah, that's noticeable.
Oh, so that was the New York shop?
Yeah, the limited to one. Like,
oh man, that's rough.
Yeah, it's.
I mean,
you can
see it.
It does play. It's a serious wave, serious surf.
What am I? I'm a good 860 miles away from you. I can see that warp.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I'm gonna maybe give it the long term. I talked before about the flattening I did that didn't kind of work out, so I'm gonna try to just let it sit in the thing for a few weeks and see.
You know that the dude in Arizona, the In-Groove guy. I guess he's got some fancy system for flattening. I think for $8 he'll flatten it for you.
8
Really?
beans, eh? Well, let's have to send it out to him, and yeah, he's got a whole line list of like different things he's offering, right? From cleaning to like premium box and everything. I don't know.
Kind of nice.
Yeah, he's got a lot of the cleaning system is pretty fancy and everything. So.
Yeah, Dylan does flattening. I think it's $10.
Yeah, that'll pay back your thing pretty quick.
But his flattener is just one like you can just anybody can get. I think so.
Well, I don't, Yeah, Jason, how you doing, man? Jason's out there. Brandon, you DJing tonight? No DJing.
No, I can only do it like once a year.
Right.
Those nights are pretty chaotic. And, I have to bring my own equipment, which is, it's probably why I don't do it more often.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But, and they're late nights, free drinks. And I get to pretty much play every record that I bring as long as I want. So, those nights are for me to listen to records that I don't have time to listen to.
Yeah.
But, I still keep the patrons in mind for what they might want to hear.
Yeah, we lost Premium Sound here is how they had their setup at Tip Top they used to do BYOJ, like bring your own DJ, BYODJ, Wednesday nights, and so that's when I did it once, and I missed that. But there's a club that opened in Charlotte called Vinyl. That's the name of it, and it's kind of a trendy downtown place. But they do let DJs come in, and they have a big setup. Their stuff's all ready to go. They have a big booth. And,
Yeah.
So it's I have a friend Ellen. She goes up there and spins certain nights. She'll just do R&B.
What we got?
That was the first song that I played off of this album.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
And as soon as 2 minutes in, this guy comes up to me and fist bumps me and says, "Thanks for creating the vibe." I was like, Jesus, all right. Just getting
Nice.
started.
Fist bump on Don Cherry.
Very cool.
Fist bump on Don Cherry.
That's a different cover than the one I have. The
You
colors.
just get that out?
That's
No,
pretty cool.
I got a few months ago. Kind of wasn't in the mood the first time, so I gave another shot here. And there's a great dub track on here. That's it's really worth it just for that one. The rest of it is a little bit too commercial for him. It's 1985.
I never see that one. I'm hoping to see it sometime.
I think it's a European. There's a French. There's a French and a.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's a German. It's Barclay.
Oh, yeah.
That would explain things. So yeah, I mean,
That could be in the
I don't know.
basement.
Oh, the old basement, yeah, where Joe still is. I like that. Joe, if you're out there, if you're sleeping in the basement, we'll see you next week, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see at 11. You can open the door for us.
Basement of Bop Shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
bought all the FMPs.
some
Oh, yeah.
Rochester drama, like Tom from the Bop Shop came into Angry Mom a few weeks ago, and as he does normally, and he was grumbling because Needle Groove was moving onto his block. Another record store was moving onto his block. And he was kind of grumbling about it and how it's sort of trashing him a bit. Just he's like, oh, those guys, they got ladders sitting out front. They got all this garbage out front. I'm like, that store's not going to make it. I'm like,
Wait, what's the name of that place? You said it's right down the street from.
well, no. So
Needle.
there will now be 3
Oh,
stores on the same strip.
Right.
Yeah.
The other store is
I don't know
Hi-Fi
if he really
Lounge.
worries about Hi-Fi Lounge because that's mostly equipment. I mean, he's got a good bit of record there, but nothing,
Needle who? Needle Drop
Yeah,
is
I'm going to
is
say Kieran's got the patent, so that could be problems.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's Needle. I think Dom, he said Needle Groove, but he meant Needle Drop.
Oh, okay.
Did I say Needle Groove?
Yeah.
I think the first time
Oh.
you did, yeah.
Freudian slip.
Kieran's in the house, so that there we go.
is.
But
All right.
but
Kieran, you can call off the lawyers.
no, I mean from a store's perspective, I think it's great for buyers, to have 3 stores on one shop. I mean, you're going to have more foot traffic, more customers coming in, but the problem is for people walking in with collections, selling stuff. Where are they going to go? What stores are they going to walk into that week? So I think that's his thing, but he's crotchety, so it's fine.
Well, he's established.
Well, he might need to lower his prices. Maybe that's what he's worried about.
Yeah.
Yeah, competition.
Yeah, it's a little higher than most.
It is.
But I do love that store.
Mhm.
Yeah, because he's got the goods. I mean, he still has Sunrise in there right now. I know. So I'm gonna have to look away.
For as much as the wall is overpriced and the stuff he sells on Discogs, if you look in the racks, you're gonna find deals.
Oh
Yeah, that's
every
what we've
time.
said. Yeah.
Stacks. Every time I leave with a stack out of the bins.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hi-Fi Lounge is the other store where I bought my latest turntable, and I've found a few nice little pieces. You went in there, Dave, right?
Yeah, you got the Morans in there?
It's the Thorns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Because you
But,
found that there, and did you find that guitar the same day too?
Yeah, I did. Same trip.
Was that it was blue, right?
It's a white. It's a Fender 81 Bullet. It's a student body, as they call it. I sort of like it because I feel like I'm still learning the guitar, so it's great. But I will say, as 2023 is wrapping up, and I'm about 4 records away from my cap of 72, and I'm feeling like I'm in a good position. I'm in a really good position.
Yeah.
And
Real
I don't know. I think it's been a successful year.
Cap of what was that? 472.
No, it's less than last year. I'll tell you that much. And I've already, I've sold records that I bought this year. I've sold a few from FMU that were mistakes. But no, that number was a certain obvious failure. But I do like that it has kept me to be. I've definitely done less impulsive purchasing, I think, overall. Not to say it hasn't happened, but overall, and having like the 23 wants that are my targets for this year, I did like doing that. I'll probably do that again next year.
How many did
So
you
far,
get on the 23?
well, I'm waiting for one. I'll have 12
That's pretty good.
or 13 actually, 12 or 13. I got to double check.
All tough to find.
Yeah.
Relatively speaking.
Yeah, and then there's a couple that are sitting there. Like if the end of the year works out well, I may pull the trigger on that, or just been sitting around. So
yeah, like the Lee. I mean,
the Genie Lees. I forget. I'm done with it.
It's so annoying because the condition is so dicey in the descriptions and then the one guy you remember I sent you the photos the guy sent me. He's got it listed as the earth forms and it's the seeds press. He's got it completely listed wrong on the dang site.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And I made him aware of that, and he still hasn't fixed it.
I know there's a local shop right before Thanksgiving. I think I sent you guys a post on Instagram. I'll check back in with him because it's an interesting shop. I went there with Sherv. I had never heard of it. It was just near somewhere we're having dinner, but and there's not a lot of foot traffic there. It's kind of a weird little location where they're just not going to go out of foot traffic. So they get good collections apparently, and so there's a good chance that things stick around there, and they lower the price and stuff like that. So
that
I'm going to put the
one
link
shop
in this.
where the
Watts wants to join.
Was at Alex. That shop looks fantastic.
Yeah, so it's really small. It looks it's funny how stores, and we were talking about it because that other guy from that other shop was there too, and he said his shop is even smaller, even though it looks huge on Instagram and stuff. But which makes sense because Pasadena is an expensive city, and it's a very, as you guys can see from the photos, like very specific kind of curated. I mean, certainly for stuff that we like, but it's all used. It's all very curated. They had like a really couple of nice like Indian sections that I'm gonna have to go back to because I would have loved to have Cole on the phone and flip through that because they even had it divided by like North Indian and South Indian.
Oh wow! Yeah. Earth Forms is the first, Karen.
Is it? I thought they were like the same year, but that's true. That's what it is. Earth Forms.
Technically, I think Earth Forms is the first, and then it went to Seeds. But they did come out the same year.
You have the reissue though, right?
No, I've heard it. I actually heard it. George and Angermon bought it years ago, and it was anytime like we would buy records together, like we'd send stuff to the store, we'd always like play them for each other. So he bought it and played it, and I was immediately like, oh, I got to find this. And so I've been looking for it for 4 years, maybe. I don't know when the reissue was. Maybe it was a year or so after. But so naturally, I just figured I'd just keep looking. I never bought the reissue.
The reissue's well over. It's like 100 or up now. It seems. Like,
no shit.
Yeah, it's not cheap at all.
Because it was like a $50 record, I think, even like normal retail, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't cheap. You're gonna pay a lot for the reissue now, but it's at least it's a mint copy. But
yeah,
you got.
I noticed that one.
Those are gonna require plane tickets too.
One copy that we've talked about, Dave, with all the radio on it, the rate they just lowered that to $150, but
Yeah, that's the one. It's a seed. He's got it listed as an Earth Forms, and it's a seeds copy.
That's okay. That's the one, right?
Yeah. It's completely misrepresented.
Well, I must have it misfiled because I couldn't find it. But yeah, the reissue sounds really good. But yeah, I don't know. I think they pressed it really small run, so they're kind of expensive for some reason.
Yeah.
Right. There's been a few records this year from that little list I made that have been sort of the banes of my existence. That's been one of them. I've been looking for the first Gil Scott Heron, the very first label, which I didn't get, but I actually got a pretty minty second label, which is like from a year later. So I'm kind of cool with that.
Pieces of a Man?
Yeah, Pieces of a Man, yeah.
My copy's kind of rough.
I think they mostly are. That's kind of been the situation with it.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's that, thick gatefold. You'd think it would hold up better, but that record got partied with.
Oh, and they're all over the place. I mean, they're on eBay constantly, but they constantly sell for more than I really wanted. But what happened actually was I went to the record fair here that is usually in Ithaca, but they moved it 30 minutes away to Cortland, and like no one went. I think I talked about it on a video. I walked in there with my kids at like 3:00, and it was sad. There was like a lot of guys that had left already, and I went to the guy that I usually talk to or who sets up the thing, and I was talking with him, and I'm like, hey, I know you had Pieces of a Man at one point. Like, I don't see it on your wall here, but you still have it. And he's like, matter of fact, I do. And he pulls it out for $175, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, well, this isn't the first label. This is the second label.
That's
and
a steep price.
Well, he dropped it down to whatever it was, under $100 because it was a second label.
Yeah,
but it's pristine. So I'm like, fuck it. Like, it's a label variation now. I'm going overboard about. Yes, that makes sense to go overboard, but yeah.
Yeah, dropping it down. That's a good deal then.
Yeah. So I was like, screw it. It's a nice copy. It's clean. It's sometimes you just got to be like, stop it with this silly label hunting thing.
Cortland. That's funny. I just saw them on TV yesterday. The football team won the national title.
Yeah, they're flipping out about it here, and that's a town that is not a place I like to hang out in.
The last time a SUNY team did anything like that in football.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. It's like Division III, though, Dave.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I played basketball for Domia, so like that's a big deal, man. Big deal.
Yeah, no, it is. Small. Good for them. It's their one thing. They got it. Hopefully, there's no Cortland people milling around the
Red Dragons, right?
Oh, I don't know. You know better than me, I guess.
Yeah, they're the Red Dragon.
Their quarterback went to the high school that's right down the block from me.
Really? That's cool. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of excited to see that. I was surprised that they beat a team from North Carolina too. So I don't know why we're talking football. Sorry, we're talking football.
Division III national championship.
Division III.
Division III.
Well, I have started narrowing down. Me and you, Brandon, were talking about trying to hunt the pole label.
Yeah, I got 0 so far.
I've hunted down a few.
Oh, nice.
I got this
one that I want.
This bad boy. That seller that Alex, you ended up getting the record from, Behemoth Maximus.
Yeah.
Great. He cut me such a great deal on 5 records, which I'll talk about. But this was one of them. This was like $30. I was like, absolutely, I'll do that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This guy, I think I may have shown that one. This one's fantastic. The Henri Roger.
Interesting cover.
Yeah, this is like in the Eno Fripp mold. Oh, cool. And this one, I think Cole actually talked about this one a bit. This is Patafoni.
Yeah, more than likely he had.
So that's one what I remember is I remember Stunty showed that like in maybe like his very first video or
did he?
Or it might have been the one where he was like in the middle of the like the Forest. He had like his little record player. That might have been one of those.
Yes. Well, what I should say is maybe this is very obvious for some of you out there, and what I'm kind of realizing is I don't know that these are very good pressings. Like,
No, they're not.
fidelity, what? Yeah, I mean, maybe that I should have realized that. Maybe that's sort of silly. Not all of them, but I'm definitely hearing like problematic, some problematic vinyl at times.
So
Mainly
they're
on
all
this one.
or the tapioca reissues.
These are all polls. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
only
they're both known
tapioca-
for their poor pressings.
Yeah.
This is tapioca. This I got at FMU from Keith.
Yeah.
Which I had the reissue of that. But anyway, but I still can't help it. I still really like the poll thing. I don't know.
What label was that you had this on?
This is tapioca, the first reissue of it.
Okay, I have mine's on a label out of San Francisco. Etats.
Oh, that's the reissue.
Yeah, that's a Superior Viaduct sublabel.
Yeah,
is
this
the-
sounds pretty good.
This is tapioca, which I don't know. Maybe they really improved upon all those pressings. I'm not sure, but this does sound great. So
Yeah, this was
maybe
I really
this is
want
not a
the-
good endeavor.
I need the Bessomes Rizé, that first one.
Yeah,
Out of any
we're
of
gonna.
them.
we're- I know we both want that one.
And I've been fighting with some sellers to try to get it, and no dice so far.
Yeah. Do you
You
guys
know what's
see?
funny? Record Archive has like the reissue, like the crappy reissue that came out where they couldn't include all the tracks from that record.
Yeah,
It's still
like
sitting
Wawa or
in like
something?
the French world section of Record Archive.
really
All right. Well, there's that.
missing tracks.
Yeah, it's missing tracks. I don't know if it's copyright reasons or just
That's-
a poor reissue all around.
Maybe they just didn't.
But-
Yeah, they didn't get the rights somehow.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
And there's
Scott
this.
just
ahead.
posted the poll version of the Bizomes, which that I've never seen that. I've always seen the reissue or the second pressing.
Oh, there was a list of records Cole sent me in a text once because I was into. Well, it's your fault, Alex. I was into Helden, but he sent me a bunch of Pinhas related records. This was one of them because Pinhas is on this. But
Yeah, that reissue I recommend.
put that in the list.
Anyone who doesn't have it, that Etats Unis is easy to get. I recommend getting that one for sure. It does. I had that. I think I don't know what I did with it. I might have sent it
I
to
think it's an
somebody.
Angry Mom in the Bins.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
found
not-
one of the flip videos.
not-
I thought I saw
That's
it.
not my copy. Not my copy. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know who would. One of the guys sold it because I know a few of us had bought it. But anyway, so are there tapioca? My question is, are there tapioca reissues of all of them? It seems like maybe there may be, or most of.
The tapioca reissues don't sound good either. But I guess if you want a cheaper version of a poor sounding pressing, you can go with those.
Right. Okay.
Basically, you're not going to get a good sounding pressing of these records because unfortunately they were.
Well, who
poorly
cares
done.
about audio quality? That's fine.
Where's that label out of,
Yeah.
Brandon? You know?
France.
Oh, it's a French label.
Pole? Yeah, it's a French label.
Well, I'm new.
Yeah,
I'm
this
using
is-
the reissue label.
This is my curse too, Sean. It's,
Brandon,
it's
that
Yeah.
reissue label you're talking about, is that from France too?
Tapioca, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
they are.
they it's like this, it's the same people. I think
Oh,
one of the pole guys stopped with the label and then the other guy just renamed it Tapioca. I think that's the story.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
or
gotcha.
I can't remember, or if they just sold off the catalog, or something like that.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
one
that's
funny
kind
thing about the
of poor pressings out of France. Usually their stuff's
yeah
usually really
the
good.
Rizé. I I'm sort of making friends with a dude here who's doing radio. He's got a great YouTube, a great Instagram feed.
That
He's into all sorts
Nico
of good
Suave.
stuff. Correct. How'd you know?
We follow each other on Instagram.
Nice.
And I
He
saw
does-
that he
he-
has a show on there as well.
He does a show. It's excellent. We've been talking. You know, he came to the Material Objects gig, and we've been talking. But and Cole knows him too. They've corresponded. But anyway, it's kind of funny. I have to ask how we ended up here. But I was going through his Instagram feed, looking at his stuff, and like not that long ago, he had sold the Rize. He had it, and he sold it on Instagram. So I was like, just
Did he
Just that
tell you what he
connection.
sold it for?
no, I haven't actually mentioned it to him. I just saw that it was in his feed. He still had it there as a
Oh, I
record he
gotcha.
sold. So yeah, missed connection on that one, but that's fine. So that's my poll piece for you. I'm
Whole
also
piece.
well, no, you guys want Dave? What do you got going on over there?
As far as
The same
what?
usual business. The same usual business.
Oh yeah, I'll do a video tomorrow morning of the most recent stuff, but and then yeah, so it'll be the second to last finds of the year, and then of course what we'll unearth in the Rottenchester will be the last.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have any expectations this time, other than to be
Yeah.
grossed out by the prices on the Roz. I'm sure they're all 4 digits, and
Oh, I've seen them all in
Into the
person.
beyond.
Yeah, it's not pretty. Well, you can touch them and look at them and smell them if you want.
yeah, he might let me put my greasy palms on one of them.
Mitts. He'll
I
never
know
change
he's
those
got-
prices. He'll never change
What's
them.
oh god, I can't remember the name of that record. Invisible Shield. I think he's got 2 copies of that. I know they're both well $1,000 at least. Which
I'm
is-
surprised people haven't started to like make fake copies because it wouldn't be that hard
Yeah,
to
it's
make,
You
odd,
just-
it's odd that hasn't
to make
happened.
bootlegs that would, that look very similar. They're all hand drawn and like pasted
Yeah.
on things. Like
Yeah.
I wonder if there's like that exists or whatever. I've never.
well,
Yeah, it's a
starting
good
tomorrow,
question.
maybe we'll see him.
You can't. With those though. Well, I mean, no, it doesn't matter because I was gonna say you kind of have to know who you're getting them from, but you really don't because I haven't seen any crazy boots. You know.
I was shocked that that Academy feed that shower curtain sold instantly that they put up.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
How much
Credit
was it?
4,500. Like who? Wow.
yeah. That was the link you sent, Alex, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was just for the sale, and then they started. We didn't know what they were going to have, but
That was not the showing. I thought they were going to really come with a bunch of stuff. I mean, it was just like
That's
Yeah.
only the second time I've seen shower curtain rods for sale. What was
Well-
who had them on eBay last year?
it was probably Carolyn Soul, right?
It must have been.
That Kieran. It's just I don't know. I was just surprised someone jumped at it that quick. I mean, but art dealers,
Scott Mays, baby.
yeah, maybe.
That record's probably on a plane to Japan. More than
Yeah,
likely.
probably.
But where are we going with this? But Rochester, yeah. So we're gonna hopefully meet up. Looks like that's gonna happen Saturday. We'll see what that brings. Alex, are you gonna do like a year-end thingy, or you kind of do, don't you?
Oh, you mean in person or?
No, I mean like a year-end video of some sort.
Yeah, I've been thinking like, I don't know. I have such a backlog of things, and I still haven't shown like half my stuff from FMU.
Yeah,
Maybe that could be something to show at the end here,
That'd be cool.
or maybe I was just gonna play like some favorite tracks from like new music. Kind of, I want to do that. I just gotta actually like find the tracks I want to play and stuff like that. Here's one that I was playing today again that I think I sent to you as a link for it when it came out, but so it's a Bristol group, Tara
Oh.
Clark Trio.
yeah. You turned me onto this. I mean, I didn't get to it until just the other day, and now I love them, and I love
Did you get
the
it?
first album. So yeah, well, you go ahead and talk about it. I'll talk about it after because I had a
Yeah.
whole day with them just yesterday.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I just saw, they got really hyped up on boomcat.com. They do a really good job hyping now on Instagram, like, which is kind of interesting, right? Because a lot of this stuff is very obscure. And they're dropping names like Prem and Stereolab, and of course them being from Bristol is also very interesting. And yeah, the couple of tracks that I sampled sounded really cool, like a really 90s type of sound. And yeah, it's almost like really simple, like pop. It's really not that weird, really. I mean, it's kind of fairly straightforward, but I don't know, it's really, I find it really charming, I guess.
There's something about it. I just it was one of those things I put on my list to sort of stream at some point since you had sent the info on it. And then I finally did just yesterday, and like I listened to it all day. It's just one of those. Well, I listened to that in the first record, which you can't get right now, but I don't know. Yeah, it touches on a lot of different things, and it kind of at times feels like it's backgroundy, but then it sort of has this more alluring ambiance to it. But it's made from like, this is like people playing instruments. It's not like electronic music. I guess a pram is a good analog to it.
But it's really not that. I mean, at least this one, and I haven't heard the other one. It's not weird in any way like Pram is.
No, it's not.
It really is melodic and has hooks.
So I was they're selling a third press as a pre-order right now, which I was about to order, but then I was like, well, let me do some digging into US stores because it's a UK label and artist. And I found that Shuga Records in Shuga?
Chicago.
I do.
They have a deep inventory and they apparently have copies of it. So I was able to get it for,
That's where I got the Cot record. They had it. They had a copy.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Yeah, months ago.
Yeah, so here's a hot tip that
don't
maybe this is a secret, but Shuga, look at Shuga.
Doesn't Shuga have like a massive like warehouse full of records in Chicago?
They must. I don't know.
I think it's some kind of massive facility or something from what I've heard. I don't know. I could be talking out my butt. That's
and they also
are they a distributor as well?
They have a store on eBay, and their prices are usually high on the eBay.
Well, their prices are high, but
they give you a discount card if you buy from them. Then you get a 15 or I forget what % discount card for the next go around. So I have a bunch in my desk I've never used.
Well, I ended up just buying that trio record, but the cool thing is they have a bunch of like higher end stuff up there, like originals, and so they have a ton of krautrock. And Brandon, I was thinking about you because they have the Peter Michael Hamill on Vertigo, and I was looking at that, but it's like it's on the higher end. It's on the higher end.
What do they have it for?
250, 275 on that. But it's supposed to be a mint.
Cheaper.
They put as mint grading too, which has me a little nervous. But Vertigo, so it's probably not crazy. But I dug through their inventory for a while, but I ended up just getting the Clerk and Trio record. So, but I recommend checking them out. I mean, they're definitely getting stuff.
Oh yeah, who's that? Who is that? Is that me?
I'm not sure.
I think that might be you again, Brandon. I remember this noise happening from you last time. Just some kind of scratchy, clicky thing.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it's me.
You want me to think it's me?
Oh, it says Dave. Maybe it's this guy. Hey, Rich. Nice to get you on here. Last time I couldn't get you in. We were like maxed out. I couldn't get you in. I'm sorry.
What was that, last week?
Whatever it was, the last time we did this.
Yeah, it's all good.
Go Jets.
Yeah.
No, football
I hope
again.
they lose out, but whatever.
Yeah, get a better pick.
Yeah, I hope the Jets lose out. And last week Zach Wilson has the best game of his career. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh
man?
yeah. As soon as you want him to get a pick.
Yeah.
No, Rogers will be back by then.
Yeah,
Eh.
Rodgers is out tackling people. I heard. At linebacker.
Week 16, he's going to be. He's coming back.
I did hear about
hope
that. I
not.
thought that was kind of
Just
comical.
wait till next year. You know.
Richie, I have a question. Did you get that? What was the band? The punk band out of France. There. Did you get that second record from them?
I ordered it, but I haven't received it yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say it probably takes 3 months.
I guess.
Yeah, it took a while to get their other one when I ordered
So
it.
you ordered it too, but you haven't gotten it?
Oh yeah, it ain't here.
Yeah.
Which record are we talking about?
I can't remember
It's
the.
French.
Yeah,
Coop Gorge.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Coop Gorge
Oh,
is
no.
the name of the band. They're like a Oi band. Really, they're one of my favorite bands. I thought they had broken up because it had been so long since they.
Yeah, likewise.
But
I randomly saw it on Facebook and I was like, oh, I better get that over to Pat and let him know what's going on.
Don't know. I didn't realize there was much French Oi, but I mean, why not?
yeah, there's actually a big French Oi scene going on. A couple of years ago, at least. I don't know still now, but
Here's one. Well, I'm going through some stuff I haven't, have not opened yet. Here's one. Maybe I don't know if you know this one, Rich. Well, you'll know some of this music. This is punk related. This is like a compilation of anarcho punk on Optimo Music.
It's a cool back cover.
Yeah, so this I like that this label did a in my mind seminal post punk collection a few years ago called Cease and Desist, and this is called I think Cease and Resist, and that one was all about post punk, kind of like the DIY stuff, and this is all anarcho bands. So, the Who's, like all those bands that you'd guess are on here. So Now I got this sort of on a whim. I believe it's a compilation. I think it's not like unreleased music or anything, but just a good sort of examination of that stuff. Zounds is on here. I really like Zounds. I have the Zounds record. The X is on here, Dave. Of course, Crass, Hacker the Womb.
But yeah. Anything the X is
Flux of Pink Indians. Let's open it up. Fuck it. Anyway, I've not seen this in any stores. This was from Forced Exposure.
Rich, I just found this.
that's cool.
New York
Yeah.
Dolls.
Original first.
That's good, man. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I saw that nightclubbing DVD, and it got on the radar. So I found it at Noble the other day, like a first press. I couldn't believe it.
That's
Wasn't-
cool.
Wasn't
Yeah.
a high price either.
That's one of those bands when they came out, I couldn't stand them, dude. Just like God.
It took a while to get into it, huh?
Oh yeah, they were horrible. It's like, what's this guy trying to be Mick Jagger? It
Right.
was like, yeah, it just.
The video was, that helped spark some of that interest though, because it was really cool.
Oh shit! Booklet.
It'll make you think different about David Bowie, that's for sure. That video, that nightclubbing video.
I don't know if I know that video.
I got it right here because I'm going to show it tomorrow. But it was a record store day thing. It's about Max's Kansas City.
I like David Bowie. What? I'm not gonna like him anymore, or what?
Well, he basically stole some ideas from folks from.
Isn't that
Yeah.
like sort of the knock on him, like throughout his career, that he was just taking from
Yeah.
different people?
I
Yeah,
think that even happened in the 90s.
yeah. So I was just like, well, geez, he did a whole tour. His whole stage thing had already been done. Like he just like took the idea and ran with it. But he was Bowie. He could do that.
Him and Eno, right? They stole from everybody.
But you gotta kind of take some of that with a grain of salt. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. It was just I didn't know. I didn't even know.
I've had a lot of great ideas in my life, but they never amounted to much. You know what I mean? So
Still got to make it happen. Anyway,
you know what
this is
I've
open.
been listening to tonight?
Let's see. Oh shit! Yeah, I have that. I have that sitting over there. I love those series, those Dylan series.
It's a lot better than, I don't know. You can get this on Discogs for really cheap. I guess it's not that popular, but I like it a lot.
Is it a live show, Rich?
No, it's Bob Dylan. A lot of Bob Dylan and Johnny Cash sessions.
Oh, okay.
Side 1 is like John Wesley Harding outtakes. Side 2 is Nashville Skyline outtakes, and then the rest is like him and Johnny Cash.
Yeah, it's on the show, the Johnny Cash show.
Rich,
What's that?
have you been able to see Bob before out there in LA?
No, Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
No, I never saw Bob Dylan.
I got to see him once in Charlotte. Yeah, he trying to remember. He opened for the Black Crowes in an outdoor festival, but he was great that night because I heard he could be off nights. And
He opened for the Black Crowes, you said?
What's that?
Dylan opened for the Black Crowes?
Opened for the Crowes.
Probably in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
Black
it was
Crowes,
great.
actually,
It was a
I
great
saw
show.
them. I wasn't a Black Crowes fan, but this guy I worked with, he was, and he gave me a couple of tickets, and we went and saw them. I don't know, some early 90s, and they were actually really good, man. I was kind of blown away at how good they were.
Who was the actress that was dating the guy from the Black Crowes there? The lead guy of the Black Crowes.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, there was a.
She was standing on stage the whole night where you could see her, and so I was just like, I didn't really pay much attention to the band. She was looking good that night.
And the one record that I got today that came in the mail was this one.
Oh yeah, it's great.
It is.
It's like one of those US comps, like after Millie Small had like the hit with My Boy Lollipop. And they're like, oh, Scott.
Yeah, Mango Records.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's really good. My wife thought it was shit, but I liked it.
What was the Bristol band? So yeah, it was the Tara Klefkin trio, right? Tara Klefkin?
Clerkin.
That
Tara
UK, I take it.
I saw Dylan in the early 2000s, and he was opening for like Phil Lesh or something. It was
no
awful.
kidding.
He was really bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard he could be terrible some nights, but the Charlotte show, he knocked.
I would say from the 2000s on, he's horrible, man. I mean,
yeah, it was in the 90s. Yeah,
He was
the
here in
mid-90s,
2019.
I've seen some clips of him, and he's really good. But
yeah,
he's scary now, man. Like at Halloween, I put the Bob Dylan Christmas album on, and he's going, "Here comes Santa Claus! Here comes Santa Claus!" And it just scares the shit out of the kids that are trick or treating.
That's one of the more bizarre Christmas records for sure.
Oh,
I enjoy it. I grew to really enjoy it actually.
I think it's horrible.
It's terrible, but there's something about it. But he was here in 2019, and I have to say he was dialed in, and it was not the greatest place to see him. It was like this giant sort of like sports practice space. It was weird at Ithaca College. He was dialed in. I mean, I haven't seen him before that time, and people were saying like, no, like this is Dylan, like at 80, whatever. He would have been 80 at that time, I think, or 70. I'm not sure, but people were like, who'd seen him many times, like this was a good Dylan show. So I was like, okay. He definitely seemed like he was in his own little sphere and like not really paying attention to anyone, but okay. He played the guitar. He took a guitar solo. I'll tell you that much. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, the day I saw him, I drove from Wayland, New York that morning to Charlotte, and I literally I had just got out of my car, went in my apartment, and shut the door, and then someone knocked on my door, and it was my buddies, and they pulled up in the van. They said, "You ready?" And I'm like, "Ready for what?" They're like, "Well, it's the show, man." I'm like, "What show?" They're like, "The Crows in Dillon. You're supposed to be going." I'm like, I completely forgot about it. And so I dumped my bags in the house. I dumped my bags in the house, jumped in the van, and went to the show. Drove 10.5 hours and then turned right around and went to that show. That was a hell of a day.
Hey, Rev.
Wow, the Rev. Atlanta.
I guess Norman Masloff is watching. I don't know if
Yeah,
any
here's
of you
Owen.
guys know who he is, but
Hmm.
I guess he just mentioned that he saw Dylan 4 times, and every time he was different. In the 70s. Who else who fit that bill was Lou Reed. I have like some 70s live albums by Lou Reed, and every one is fucking different. I mean, there's one at the Roxy with Don Cherry. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot about Lou Reed in that nightclubbing video too. For obvious reasons, being Max's.
I'm curious about this Lou Reed that's coming out. That's the reissue of his final album. First time on vinyl. Someone will remind me of what it is, but
yeah, I'm not interested.
I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, he was good in the 70s, early 80s. After that, nah.
Is there not
Well,
a
you didn't
Metal
like-
Machine Christmas album?
The Lou Reed Christmas album.
Well, you didn't like the Blue Mask, Richie? Come on. The Blue Mask, 1982?
I said early 80s.
Okay.
It could be the theme to Elf on a Shelf, the Metal Machine Christmas album.
Did I, by me coming on, did I kind of ruin like a jazz thing going on or something?
Yeah, I was going to show this Coltrane record. No, who cares?
Oh. I actually...
My favorite Blue Notes of the year?
No.
I got some Lou Reed here, though.
Oh, there you go.
That's his best album, I think.
This is not a good record, but I have it. I don't know.
I think half of it is good.
Yes.
Dom,
Here's
what's
a
the best
sleeper.
Velvet Underground record? If I was to get one.
Oh, my God. All of them, Dave.
All of them?
This is a sleeper.
Don't do that to me.
Well,
there's only
three.
You don't have any Velvet Underground records?
No,
I do have the Blue
never really
Mask.
got into that. I've listened to some Lou Reed, and I just not. Some of it I like, some of it I don't.
Probably
So-
White.
Sterling Morrison is probably the most interesting one for me out of that band.
Which
Sterling?
one?
Sterling Morrison became like a tugboat engineer or something.
Yeah, he was the guitar player.
He was the
other
guitarist.
Okay.
I will say what's interesting about this Lou Reed is Robert Quine is on this of Richard Hell Band. So I will say that. But Velvet Underground, yeah.
Did you get this one?
No. No. That's not true. I had it and I sold it. I decided to sell it.
Yeah, I'm about ready to sell it too. So it's like Velvet Underground
That's
covered
interesting.
by Lee Ronaldo of Sonic Youth, and then I guess Pascal Camelade, French guy.
Yeah. Yep. It's interesting.
It's going up on the Oddments, huh?
I don't know. I'll give it another spin, see if it stays. But
What kind of damage you talking about?
oh no, this came out like last year, this year,
Oh, okay. So not crazy.
2023. So it's
Dave, get this one.
Okay.
This
We'll look
is,
for that. We'll find that in Rochester.
So this is, well, I don't know. It depends on which
Is that
mood
the
you want.
second album?
Yeah.
That's the worst one to get, man. That was
Oh.
You don't like Sister Ray?
Now I don't know what to do.
I don't like that album. I mean, it's okay, but
Which is the one you like?
I
None
think
of
the
them?
first one's really good. I think the third, and then that 80s comp they came out with, VU, I really like that too.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Dave.
well,
Maybe
see,
start
I
with that. You'll probably find that the comp is pretty cool. It's got some
Yeah,
interesting
see,
tracks on it.
That'd be good for me, start with a comp and then branch out. That'd be fine.
I don't have the torso, but
Yeah, that one.
And then
That's a good album.
all the Nico records are really good, Dave. If
Yeah, I know you
Yeah.
did those, Alex. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when that album came out. God, I hated it, man. And it was like 71 or 2. I was at some hippie's house and they had it, and I go, "Oh, let me just put it on and see if I like it." Oh, it's fucking horrible, you know.
All right.
I don't think I like. I actually didn't get into the Velvet Underground until probably the early '80s. You know, when they were around, I didn't like them. And actually, honestly, nobody else did either. I mean, they didn't sell any records.
I mean, Loaded is the most sort of like radio, like most like rock song, I would say, record that they
That's the only one that I bought, and I have the original. All the other ones, they're all like
A lot of people,
reissues
I
I
mean,
bought in the '80s.
Oh, you got everything, Dom.
oh sure, these, I mean,
Of course,
these are,
man.
well, these were big for me. I mean, early on, so definitely. But
And it's the whole New York scene too, you know.
this one is sort of the more quiet, sort of late night one. To make a long
That's a
story short,
good album, dude.
this is
Start
when
with
Doug
that one,
Yule
dude.
comes in. Yeah, I could see that.
Start with that one, man.
Okay. That or that comp sounds good too. That Brano was talking about.
Anyway, so some VU records for you.
The Nico
They're
ones
definitely
that
up.
I've seen go up in price. When I've been seeing them lately, they've been higher in price.
Oh yeah.
Well, Dave, I don't know if you want the originals or not, but I mean, the reissues are readily available on all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
so.
I'm sure. No,
Yeah.
it's just I'm cool with whatever I run across. With
Yeah,
certain
get
stuff.
the reissues, dude. It's not worth paying ridiculous.
No, if I find, I just usually with old rock stuff like the Beatles records I've been finding, I just pick up whatever I come across really that looks
This is
in shape.
This is a great underrated Nico record. If anyone, I'm gonna make myself big. I haven't been making anyone big here. This is the one that is involved, or John Cale produces, and Eno's on this one as well. That's right, and Manzanera. This is the end, 72, I think this is. This is after her weird sort of harmonium stuff on Reprise. This is on Island. You don't see it too much. It's not, I don't know if it's hard to get or not, but you don't, I don't know. I don't feel like the Island ones you really hear much about. You guys heard this guy?
No.
I've been looking
No.
for it. Hard to find clean anymore.
Is it? Okay.
Oh, that
I have one Nico album.
74.
The one where like there's a camel on the cover or something.
Yeah, Desert Shore.
I mean, honestly, I like the first song. I like the second song, and then after a while, it's like, man, every fucking song sounds the same. You know.
These records are fucked up. I mean, these are weird. I mean, these are not for the audio. I got a gnarly cut on this one. Ouch.
Yeah, that's the one I
But
have.
I can't believe that this was marketed from Reprise Records. I mean, they are not in any way, it's kind of like a tone poem throughout the whole thing. It's weird. It's weird stuff.
what drugs were they on for that one?
I don't even know. She was probably on heroin.
Yeah, I mean,
but John Cale's all over this. It's just her and John Cale.
Yeah,
Oh,
John
okay.
Cale's all over that one.
Yeah. So they used to be not crazy, yeah, but like everything, they gotten hard. I gotta upgrade my sleeve. This is a big pet peeve for me. How do you guys feel about this?
I don't like saw cuts, man.
It
They
is what
give
it
me
is.
spielkas.
It is what it is. That means it didn't sell, you know.
No, I know, but I'm just saying
But
from a
Usually,
It's
yeah,
pretty
70s
drastic,
cut in is
yeah.
what the-
I'll take ringwear all day over that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
a
just
fan
me.
of the. I still don't understand what the thought process was about taking a chunk out of the product.
Well, it's just
So you wouldn't
so that you could
resell it.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But yeah, they went overboard on some of those.
Yeah, there's some.
Here's a question for you, Richie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. From Santa Ana, I believe.
Toscos.
I could probably
believe-
pull their album. I have their first record. Yeah.
Richie,
I
do you
couldn't
have,
believe you.
you have the
Oh, go
chain
ahead.
whip that came out that Sorry State just put out?
What's that?
They got, well, maybe they just got it back in, the newest chain whip release that Sorry State just put out.
I
Did you
just
get
barely
that?
got it this week, and I pre-ordered the damn thing. It took a while,
Yeah, they're a little slow in their shipping at that shop.
but Martin, I think it's Martin Jones. He has a YouTube channel. He showed the damn thing like a month ago.
How'd he get it so soon?
I don't know. It's like, motherfucker, man.
Oh, is he in Canada?
No, he's in Michigan area,
Oh, okay.
Detroit.
Oh, yeah, okay. Is
Might
he the
as
guy
well
that
be
gets-
Canada.
Is he the guy that gets the stool stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good band. I dig that band.
I couldn't believe
Yeah,
you've
the
seen
stools are
Nervous
cool.
Gender, Richie. You
What's
saw
that? Yeah,
Nervous
they're-
Gender.
They were a trip. The guy from Nervous Gender, he went to Cal State LA, and that's the college I went to. I saw them many a times.
No shit.
Richie,
A lot
I was
of,
thinking-
yeah, I probably saw them at least 10, 12 times.
Wow.
Were they
I was
goofy
thinking
as
about
they
you.
sounded?
Sorry, Dom, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, were they as goofy as they sounded on record?
They weren't very popular. Let's put it that way. They were fucking noisy as fuck, and yeah, they were interesting to go see.
And now I just paid a lot of money for their record. How about that?
Yeah, that's the way it goes, you know.
Yeah.
Richie, there was a flyer that Mono Records in LA sold yesterday or the day before. I was thinking about you because it's an original Stains flyer,
Oh, sweet.
and it had with Black Flag and Fear, and I think it was.
Yeah, I was at that concert.
I was gonna say because it was at Cal State something.
Northridge, yeah.
Yeah, Cal State. Yeah.
There it is.
Devonshire Downs, Cal State Northridge, yeah.
Oh, hold on.
I wasn't gonna,
Actually, the Stains were the best band of that show.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't
here-
gonna
oh,
come up, but I don't want Dave to get sick and before he leaves town, and
oh,
I didn't want Richie to.
I got all the good.
I
meds
can't
now.
believe that Dave is talking Yiddish. I don't think any Jews live in his neighborhood, but
About the Spilkes in my gazoink.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we're here to talk about daughters, dogs. No.
I just
people?
like listening and watching, and
Okay.
What
Well,
the
here you
fuck's
are.
up
How are you?
with- What,
Look at your
what are
mouth,
you, a
ready to
monk?
take a nap.
Are you a monk now? Or are you converted
no, I
to-
it was cold out here in Seattle, not
you don't
compared to
have your
East
hat.
Coast cold, but
But you're
I-
inside now.
I know, but I had a sweatshirt on. I was out. My son and his girlfriend came up. It was his birthday yesterday, and they went out. And today we went to the Mopop Museum. We went to see this. It used to be the EMP, the Experience. It's basically Paul Allen's Jimi Hendrix collection and grunge collection, but now it's expanded into popular culture. It's a Frank Gehry designed building, but they have a Leica show, and Leica's this animation house, stop motion in outside of Portland that did Coraline and Trump, not Trump. Whoa, excuse me, box trolls, and all those stop motion. They're amazing. It's the guy Knight who was Nike's Knight son started this, and it's a company Joe would love to dine to work with. He's an illustrator, but there's an exhibit of all the movies and the sets and the animation stuff. It's amazing. It's really good. So we went that today, and they headed back to Portland about an hour ago. So
Hey, I just asked you about your hat, man. I didn't want your fucking life history. What the fuck?
I'm an old guy. I talk about what happened today.
Maz, do you have that Fire Orchestra record I talked about in the comment today?
The only one I have is that new box.
Yeah. You got to get a rival. You got to get a rival.
Yeah,
It'll
Now,
blow your
someone
mind.
told me, did Rune Gramophone close down?
They were supposed to be, was the rumor.
Yeah,
I mean-
something's up with them.
Their Instagram is dead because I tried to tag them, when I showed that Instagram record, and
What's
the
Instagram?
guy, Rune, what's his name? Not Gramophone, but Rune Christofferson. Is that his name? He had sent me God, 4 years ago when I was starting out, he sent me a bunch books and art books and beautifully designed records. And I love their covers. One guy, I forgot the guy's name that does all their artwork for all their covers, but
Yeah, he sent
yeah.
a care package to Dylan at Noble Records too. Bunch
yeah,
of this, just a
but
bunch of
that's
stuff. to
sad
give
that he closed. I haven't read anything, so I'm curious. I know
Yeah.
Forced Exposure is really the only place that really regularly carries their stuff.
Yeah, because Dom got that. You ordered a bunch of those from them, didn't you? And I
Yeah,
made a quote on it.
Right. I resold them, kept one. It's fantastic. It's not as good
Going
as
for
Natural
$100.
Information Society this year, but
How much did you sell them for at that time? 50?
40, I don't remember.
They're
Okay,
$100
funny.
now.
I thought I'd never heard of it, but I look back in my collection. I have like 2 or 3 CDs. Did you ever hear Susanna and the Magic Orchestra?
No.
Mm,
Okay, I bought their CDs, I guess, in the 2000s, and it turns out they're on Room Gramophone, and it's very low ethereal, almost dream poppy, almost Mazzy Star. But the reason I bought it because she did this cover of Love Will Tear Us Apart Again, Joy Division, but very like as if Hope Sandoval was singing Love Will Tear Us Apart, and it's really good. I think it's only on compact disc. And I bought 2 or 3 of their records. I had no idea of the label of Room Gramophone way back then. Do you have it?
Here you go.
No,
Fireworks.
but Hope Sandoval singing "Love Will Tear Us Apart" sounds really good.
Yeah, but it's not Hope. It's
I know
it's,
that, but yeah,
it's
that's the
Susanna
deepest.
and her magic. What is that? I can't see what that is.
This
Is
is
that fire?
Orchestra.
oh, hold on, let me make it big. I just gotta start making
These are
it
the
big.
ones you need to
Here we
get,
go.
Mazzy. This one's called The Hands.
And so that's really good. Okay.
Yeah, but this is
But is it-
if
is
you're gonna
it-
get one, this is the
Is it
one.
Dave good or Mazzy good? Because I'm more of a commercial person. Is
This
it weird
this
shit?
is for Mazzy. There's 3 female vocalists on here that are on.
Okay.
Yeah, this is definitely up your street right here.
Because I'm always I was really embarrassed hanging out with these guys when we were walking around because I feel like I'm the Beatle guy or the commercial guy. And those guys are buying like shit ass records that like somebody's grandmother
shitty.
played on
Terrible.
a saxophone and couldn't play it, so it's squeaky, but it sounded cool enough to buy. That's what they were buying.
It's just posturing. We don't actually listen to
Exactly. But then Alex, I busted him with holding one McCartney record, so that was like the highlight.
Who won
Here's
the
what I
chess?
played. That was discussed, wasn't it? Who did win it?
Yeah, who won the chess match?
Oh, Mazzy.
Right.
Really?
I
Oh.
didn't want to say. Okay, yeah.
No, I wasn't paying attention. I took my queen out
that's excuse.
like 5 moves.
Rook to Queen 3 was not the right move, huh?
So I was playing without a queen for most of the game, and I almost came back, but
And I'm the one that drank the martini too. So
well,
Oh man.
So I'm going back and forth with Billy right now. I was telling you guys, but he bought a record from my Discogs account, which is hilariously his feedback is like 87%. like okay, but it kind of tracks with it just kind of tracks after meeting him, and he's awesome, but obviously he's sort of like he's moving around,
Yeah,
and so
there's
I
lots of things happening there.
yeah, so I contacted him directly, and he was like, "Oh shit, yeah, right. Let's work out a deal. Let's do a thing." And I'm like, "Oh, it sounds awesome. Like, what do you have?" And he's like, "Radio silence." So I'm like scrolling through his Instagram, like maybe like should I offer on something to trade for this record I'm selling? And it's just been totally quiet. But I've never seen anyone with an 87% Discogs.
well, that his story
feedback.
is just one part of his. Like I think his regular gig is he's involved in
Maybe he's out there.
clubs and music,
Yeah.
dance venues.
Tonight there's a get together at his shop. So he's just chilling at the shop.
No, he's got I love that. That was like a highlight of that trip. It was just a chill evening hanging out, I only bought records Dom told me to buy, and I bought like 9
job.
records the whole trip. I was like hardly bought anything. And I like them.
See, what I like about his store, and I don't know, there's probably other stores that are doing this, we don't know, but it really does feel like you're just going to his collection and you're giving him records, he's giving you records. Yeah, you can buy some, but it really feels like it's an exchange and just like a hangout. I mean, the place doesn't really have a sign. I mean, it does
It's
feel
all
like
barber
that.
shop, right?
It has the old salon sign. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice model. I like it. I mean, he's super willing to cut deals, trade the whole thing, and it doesn't feel like, you know, it's just like a commerce thing. It feels like an exchange of ideas and records, you know.
Well, the live stream, the music that they've had in there on the live streams is fantastic.
Yeah, they've been having some cool
You know
stuff.
what it sounds like to me? Like a drug front, you know? You
Oh.
ain't gonna make no money like that, man.
You know, it
It's like
is a little bit like this. My San Francisco version would be Upper Grant, North Beach, before it got all like trendy and stuff in North Beach, where you'd have the Savoy Tivoli and these houses and these art stores and these like used hat and clothing shops and just weird performance things that happen, poetry things. Like, you remember what 2 years ago that album that came out? I forgot who put it for Record Store Day. Is it Janis Joplin and Jorma Kaukonen with the typewriter record, and it's basically them just jamming in this.
I wanted that record, man.
It's really good, but what it is Jorma's girlfriend was in the other part of the room,
Yeah.
typing. So you hear the typewriter in the background, and it's Janis Joplin singing, Jorma playing. It's fucking great, and that's what it was like, just hanging out, and someone was recording it, and like 50 years later, it comes out on.
Yeah, I streamed it. It's fantastic. I mean, it's not fantastic, but I would love to have that. And I think that was released by the label that the Wax. He knows the guy.
Oh, was that? I think you're right. I think that was the people that put the Jellyfish records out 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I forgot that label. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's expensive, is it? You could probably find it.
Yeah, I can, but
it's like a folk record. It's like a, you know.
It's really good, man.
Yeah, it is.
All the RSC stuff now, like, I mean, God.
Omnivore.
It's all findable.
That's the label, Omnivore.
Oh, Omnivore has very good stuff. Yeah, I have a few Omnivore records.
They did some of the Jonathan Richman stuff recently, and
Mazzy.
Schneek.
This one just arrived.
I've heard
it. You know this one?
I've heard it.
You have?
Okay. I probably have
to ask you this.
25 copies of it.
At age 50, this is the first time I ever listened to this record all the way through.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. And there's 2 songs on the A side.
Were you locked in the convent?
That have no place being on any record.
Say it again.
There's 2 songs
I'm curious.
on the A side that are straight up circus tunes. Like, what is that?
Which ones?
Maxwell Silver Hammer and
of course, Mount Everest.
That's a Psychopath song.
Wait, hey, can you guys be quiet? Because I think he's gonna say exactly my opinion of this side 1 all along. There's 2 songs in the middle that totally suck.
Yeah, circus tunes, man. Circus.
Do you like The Benefit of Mr. Kite? That's a circus tune.
But everything else in this is killer. The last song on side 1 is badass.
Yeah.
I want you to badass song.
And I like when Lennon just said, cut the tape. They just cut the tape and it just stopped.
And then the B side flows great. The B side is front to back.
I can't believe you're 50
But you're
years
right.
old.
I Want You is fucking fantastic.
I can't believe you're 50 years old and you never heard that record.
No, not all the way through like that. I've heard.
Where have you been?
All the singles on
were you raised by like cubs and apes in the jungle?
He's a youngster, dude.
He's 50.
Anybody?
Fucking 50.
Anybody have a Bronson record out there?
What's that?
I was just trying to get us to get out of the Beatles territory.
Oh, sorry. Mazzy showed up, so that was, you know.
I just heard a Fire record this year. Okay, so
Fire Orchestra.
Yeah, that's a great record.
SSD Control.
I don't have it yet.
That's
those were just reissued, right, Rich?
Yeah, I just got the second press of the reissue. Yeah.
What do you guys think about this, you Coltrane folks?
There's a lot of debate on that one, just because it got changed. You know, she added stuff to the music, so purists hate it. I think it's great.
I knew there was something with it, but I couldn't turn it down. It was here at the shop for like $20, and I just was like, well, I knew there was something with this. It's not the only
ABC
posthumous
that's an
release
ABC, like a 73 comp or something. 74,
72. It's pretty lightweight record here, but it's nice and everything.
I have to sell that record. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
she,
that's
she added
You-
stuff in. So
You know what's crazy is, I think it was like end of 71, beginning of 72. I started getting into jazz, and I was buying it at the thrift stores, and I got Love Supreme. I got Ohm. What is that? Pharoah Sanders. I had all these records.
It's
And-
Coltrane.
Ohm is Coltrane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was I had both of those, and
You
I
got
had
the
a
wrong
Pharoah
one.
Sanders, and I got them for like 30 cents. You know, it was like, if you think about it, 72, it
Mhm.
had to be a pretty early press.
I like that record a lot.
This is my favorite album that Dom turned me on to. I love this record.
Yeah.
Ah,
I just did a video on the label. Check it out.
I saw it. I saw it actually.
Well, on the neutral label, not the 99 label.
Yeah, but I saw you flip. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of
this
course,
just arrived.
Dom suggested, then it put me over the top because I know Robert Longo, the artist,
Yeah.
who did these, and I love.
Well, you educated me on that, on the artist there. So there you go.
I know the stuff that I know. You know what we know. We don't know what we don't know, and sometimes it merges. Great.
That's a
In the
nice copy. I
beginning-
think it's nicer than mine.
It's a nice copy. I mean,
Is that,
Before I
on
leave,
neutral?
I got to take
Dom?
off. But
Mm.
okay,
Is
go
that
ahead.
Yeah.
neutral, that Bronca? Or is it not 99?
That's 99.
99?
Mhm.
Yeah, 99, yeah.
Go ahead, Rich.
Before I leave, I got to take off. My wife needs attention. But the reason I came on is I wanted to address your album in my comments about the vocals.
Mm. Yeah, this asshole did them.
Yeah, I said the vocals were the weak spot of the album, but
Probably. I
actually,
don't know.
upon repeated listenings, I don't think that's necessarily true. I think the vocals were kind of put down in the mix a
Yeah.
little bit because you
I don't
didn't
like 'em
have
too
the
high.
confidence that they were as good
No,
as
no.
they are.
No, I don't like vocals too up front. I like them kind of with everything else, you know. I like them to be with as another instrument, sort of like doing the just. I don't. It's awkward. I think sometimes. Well, it depends on the music, you know, of course. But
I think honestly, I think there's a couple of times where you should have brought the vocals up because they're actually not bad. They were just kind of
dig yourself out of this one, Richie.
no.
I love it. I love it.
I'm 100% firm in what I think.
I love it. I love actual feedback. It's good.
You probably
I'm gonna
don't
keep
like
them
that
lower next
chick
time.
who
No,
sang on the
I
first-
think the impression I got is he doesn't think his vocals are that good, and I think they're actually better than what he thinks they are.
you probably don't like that chick that sang on the first Velvet Underground record either.
Are you kidding?
What
Are
the
you kidding
fuck
me?
are you talking about, man?
I'm just
Mazzy,
giving you. Rich and I give each other shit all the time.
Mazzy, go listen to the latest
When's
Blue Note record.
the next movie installment from you two?
We haven't done one in a while. Dick and Norm's movie talk.
Yeah.
He
What's up?
doesn't answer my call, so
Bullshit.
It's not going to
Bullshit.
happen, you know.
Bullshit. I just sent you a big fucking box of records. They're on the way.
Really?
Ooh.
Oh wow.
Oh,
I told you that. You know that. See,
No,
this
you
is
know what?
Domestic
Wait,
bliss.
But
Domestic
wait,
bliss
let me say
arguing.
something. My last video is whack-a-mole, and it's like 5 records that Mazzy doesn't own. And my very last comment is Norman Maslov is the worst. It's like, come on, man. I mean, I haven't responded to the guy. I was thinking like, yeah, he's a dick, but
Oh, you
I've
mean
come
from
across
somebody
a
else?
lot worse people than him
Oh,
in my life.
You and
know
I
what
get the
mean?
same trolls, Richie. We get the same
Yeah.
trolls. Yeah.
It's like, come on, dude.
well,
You're
everybody
the-
everybody gets Mike Tomlin. I mean,
Mazzy, you're
Oh,
the
yeah.
Everybody.
worst.
I feel like I feel kind of bad that I've diluted your brand because you mentioned me, and I'm more the poppy, whatever, middle of the road.
Yeah, but you know
guy.
what? I need to get out of that fucking ghetto, that punk ghetto. You know? what I
Yeah,
mean?
because all your street cred is lost because you hang out with me.
Yeah.
I'm worried
We'll
about
see.
I'm worried about Alex and Dom now that I'm here. I might dilute their brands.
No,
Well, what am I going to
no,
do? I'll start a new channel. It'll be fine.
their channels will blow up. If I'm
I
here,
tried to.
they
I
might go
did
down.
do an Instagram of Dom's that first track. I blasted it. It sounds. I love that.
No,
That
that-
first
they're
track
about-
is fucking.
I mean, I like the whole
It's
thing.
epic.
fucking fantastic, dude.
Epic
It's just.
track.
And
it's-
if I do a year end, you'll be surprised where it rates.
Hey, great. I mean, I appreciate that. It's sweet. But I will say, here's one thing I wanted to say. I just reminded me, Trolls. We announced the record and the EP and the pre-order and all that. And somebody, it was the same day apparently as the the Beatles track before now and what is it? Now and then? Now and
Yeah.
then?
The
Before and
AI
after?
track, yeah.
Now and then.
Well, no, you have Neil Young's new thing is before and after.
It's now and
Right?
then. Yeah.
It's now and then. So some guy wrote in the comments like, I really think this is a terrible idea announcing your EP on the same day the Beatles announced Now and Then. I'm like, what? That's the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, stop the world. Nothing else must happen. Like, I
How
didn't
many
even know it
different
was out
color
that day.
variants did you do? That's what your problem. You got to do like 8 color variants.
I am
Yeah,
going to
where's this?
do.
I want the
collectors
7-inch
buy all
version,
of them.
Tom.
Well,
Are you going
here's
to
what
do
I'm gonna
more another pressing ever or not?
No, I'm not repressing them. But what I am going
All
to
right,
do.
good for you, man. Good for you. And
Well,
you know
hold
what?
on though, Richie. Hold
that
on
that
before.
fucking Beatles song sucks.
It's fine. It's
It's horrible.
It's what it is. I'm not a
It's
big fan of it.
horrible,
I'm not a
dude.
big fan of it either.
Is it,
but
well,
it's-
is it better than the new Stones record?
No.
Yes.
No.
I think it is.
No, it's not.
I didn't like that at all.
Wow.
But what I wanted to say was, what was I going to say? Oh, so we're not repressing the record, but when you press records, usually they present you with an overage, and I said no, we don't want it, and because we just made the records separately from the sleeves, they're like, oh, we'll hold it for you. So I'm gonna have an extra 13 records that we're gonna do like a limit. We're gonna do like a
no
custom.
sleeves.
No, we're gonna do like art sleeves. We're gonna do like a
Do
shower
like a-
curtain. Let's do shower
sunrise
curtains.
shit,
No shower
you know,
curtain
like-
sleeve.
Yeah.
There you go.
like
13 shower
everybody
curtains.
draw the 13 sleeves. Like it could be like the 13th. This could be like a biblical thing. The 13 books of
Or
Moses,
elevators.
or the 13.
There'll be elevators. No, so there'll be 13 more of some. So I don't know what I'm going to do with those, but I'm
Hand
not
drawn
repressing it
each
though.
one. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I'll
You know,
claim one now.
your
though.
ass on a Xerox cover and paste it on. That kind of shit.
no, I'm just
I
going to
gotta
task my
claim
kids
for
to do
one
it.
now.
My kids are doing it.
That's cool, actually.
Yeah, why not? Fuck it.
Yeah.
How come we never
Why
see?
throw them away?
We never see the rev up here on these things. Come on,
I would
Rev.
love to have the rev up.
He's hiding in the weeds.
I know we love you, Rev, and you know we love you,
Who's Rev?
Atlanta's
Reverend Rock and Roll, the Reverend Rocket.
There he is.
Oh yeah, I like that guy, but man, all of his. You seen one of his videos? You've seen them all. You know what I mean?
That's funny because I feel like every video of his is different.
I do too. Yeah. You know, Richie, you're like the vinyl douche who's not the vinyl douche.
Yeah, I'm the vinyl.
Oh wait,
I'm the
I'd love to see
vinyl
Richie going
dildo.
to Goodwill.
I'm the vinyl dildo.
I'd love to see a video with Richie going to all the Goodwills in the area.
Oh, they're horrible, dude. I don't even go anymore. I haven't been to a Goodwill in like 5 years.
That would be it'd be
Get
a
lucky.
freaking great video.
You get lucky.
Watch
That
watch
would be a
it
good
flip
video.
through.
You're right. You know
Okay,
what?
I just got to.
I'm like blank on what my next
Rob.
video should be.
I mean, Rob. God, that was Freudian. Richie, I just got. You might need to go to next door. I just got a notification that the Metal Theologian just started a live stream. So
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I just got it
Mm.
too, but
so
it's all good, man. I'm not gonna
Alex is gone.
dump Dom.
I love Aaron.
Alex
I
is
love
gone.
Aaron.
Yeah, he's good. Definitely, he's got the gift of gab, which is good.
Where
You
is
know-
he out of?
He's in South Carolina, but he lived
Oh,
in
yeah,
San
yeah, that's
Francisco.
Eric-
He lived
that's
in
Eric's
San
buddy.
Francisco in the 90s.
He's
Yeah.
he's lived everywhere. He's lived in Germany. He lived in Frisco. He lived in L.A. He lived in Ohio. It's like
So I think that's Winebender's buddy. If he's in South Carolina,
What about
Greenville area.
I don't know if Metal Theologian has any buddies. But yeah, he's one of the best channels on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He
I've been
does have the
subscribed to
gift
him
of gab.
for yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've talked to him on the phone, and it's like you can't get a word in edgewise with this guy, man. He's fucking
He's a
fantastic.
smart guy.
Yeah.
But he says, you know what I mean? Fucking shit more than anyone else, which is great. You know.
Oh, you like
You
that?
know what's funny is when I first started, it's like 5, 6, maybe 8, even 8 years ago, when I started watching YouTube videos, and I would be watching one of Metal Theologians, and my wife would go, "Oh, is that the guy that says fuck a lot?" That's how she knew him, because he says fuck a lot.
Well, he's just got a good conversational style. That's what's cool about his, and it's
Oh, he
all off the
does.
cuff, which is nice.
Yeah.
You know,
He's one of those guys that I know some of the Sun Ra stuff, but 90% of the stuff he shows I don't know anything about, but I don't care. I just love the hangout, you know. So
yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
I've been subscribed to him for years, but I don't usually watch. Only recently have I started watching his videos consistently.
Yeah, his videos are always entertaining. There's some that are like, okay, whatever. But most of his videos, it's like he doesn't go in with a scripted plan. He just starts the camera and just starts talking, and it's
about a
fantastic.
hangout. It's just about a hangout. Like if you went to the guy's house and he put on records for you. That's what I love about it, you know.
Yeah.
Like when I go to someone's house and they say, "What do you want to hear?" I would rather have you guys pull what you want to hear, because I want to hear stuff that I don't know.
Definitely.
Cool.
That's interesting. My whole idea of my collection was I wanted, if somebody came over, I would have something that they would like, and I wanted this vast, and I realized over time, it's like, fuck that shit, man. I want my collection to be shit I like, and fuck everybody else.
Well, yeah.
I've been able to get rid of a lot of shit, and I've honed it down quite a bit.
Well, Aaron started something. I responded to it. It became like a little mini thread, but it was like, I have the best record collection in the world.
Yeah, that was
for me, and that's
Yeah.
what it should be. We all it's not being. It sounds pompous when you do it as a clickbait headline, but when you get into it, you realize, oh wait, yeah, you're right. It's
Yeah, but come on, Massey. You have the best record collection that anybody that subscribes to Rolling Stone magazine.
I knew you were going there. Fair enough. It's my generation. Hey, it's my generation. Whatever. It was a good generation. I'm not dead yet, but it's a good generation.
Yeah,
not dead yet.
Right.
We're dying, but we're not dead yet.
I got a couple more years in me.
This is good. Yeah, use it.
He's been doing that. John's been using. It seems like Chat GPT to comment. John, I'm not going to accuse you of that, but I think you're.
For his comments, you can't stand responding.
Oh, he did a whole kissy ass thing today on my jazz video. I knew it. I mean, John, I love John. We're going to meet, I think, next year. He's going to be out here because his sister lives in Portland. So we'll probably finally meet up.
He's one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite channels, too. But what I noticed about him is when he's talking, he's always out of breath or something.
You got to come up, John. Come on.
John, yeah. But John always gives the excuse. The kids are up. The kids are in bed. I can't talk. I can't do you got kids. You got young kids. Dom has young kids, right?
They're getting older. I shuffled them off to bed and said, Daddy's doing his YouTube thing.
Alex
that makes no sense.
Alex's son came on. He slapped him off and pushed him out of the frame.
Just do like I used to. Just put him in the onion cellar.
Alex had to take a shower after reading that comment.
My kid was here today, but my kid turned 33 yesterday, and that's scary.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, we did the kid stuff today, and that's it. be gone with you.
How far
Yeah.
away are they from you? Could they not hear you? What's going on? Is it quiet where they are?
Where I am, they're upstairs. I'm downstairs, so
Okay.
yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Less
They
so
don't-
like
They don't
there's
hear
times
that
though,
weird
like-
shit ass music going on. You know.
oh they well last night I thought I stirred my wife actually with this record.
Oh,
So you guys will know this. I didn't get it in FMU, but I got it for less and a very lovely price from that seller I was telling you about. We dealt with Alex, but this is one that even at a lower volume, it still jarred my wife out of sleep at like 2 a.m. last night.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
And she's
Is
like,
he-
"What
is-
the
is-
fuck are you doing?"
where's he out of, Dom? Detroit?
Hooker is he Detroit? I thought he was New York.
Is he New York?
Maybe I could be wrong on that. This was
I can't-
recorded in New York. I will say that.
Yeah.
But this is a shit ass record, Mazzy. But I love it.
What label is that, Dom?
This is his like reality unit concept. See, now here's the thing: like this stuff that you call shit ass music, this free jazz stuff. I mean, look at how psychedelic. I mean, I think of this as psychedelic. This takes me away, baby. Look at this. This is great.
That looks like almost like a 13th floor elevator thing in the inside, only black
Yeah.
and white.
It's pretty fierce, but it's got a bunch of different tenor saxophonists on it that kind of come in and out. David Ware, David Murray.
I like when
Mark-
people put records like that in psychedelic categories because I've done videos where psychedelic. Richie and I agree with this kind of stuff. We hate all these subgenres, the names, and
Mhm.
like prog, for instance. There's things that are prog that aren't maybe the cliche prog like Yes or Emerson and Palmer or something. There's other things that are kind of whether it's proto prog or post prog or that are prog-ish or psychedelic-ish or whatever. And when I've done things on punk and people have said that's not punk music, but it's in that overall category. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People take it too literally and want to like do sub.
I mean, people say Wire's post-punk. What are you talking about, post-punk? They were fucking 76 Wire was around. How can 76 be
Well,
post-punk?
It kind of became that, you'd say, no? You would
Yeah.
not, you would not agree?
Well, like XTC started out.
But
as a
see, I
punk
would
band.
say post-punk is punk.
Hmm.
That's my answer to that.
I think because we're
Let's
older
just
guys.
say this. I remember like 78, 79. Nobody ever said, let's go to the post-punk show. It never happened, man. It's like, I don't know. It's
Well, and-
revisionist history.
I don't
think
remember
wasn't it like the
everyone.
Ramones
I
didn't
don't
even like
remember
being called
anyone
punk,
calling
right,
Yes
Richie?
a prog band. I guess they were progressive, but I don't remember prog being a thing like and like when King Crimson came out and Emerson and Palmer and Yes, those first 2 or 3 records. I don't remember it being called prog yet. Maybe until prog died. Like,
You know what? I actually don't either.
yeah,
Yeah, well, it was just the rock show, whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
it was
it's probably
and then-
just there's not a lot. There's a lot of writers, obviously, but there's less of a sort of like this like constant discussion going on about music, I suppose, right? So maybe there's just
Yeah.
less digging into it in that way.
I mean, country rock was a thing. That was a name they call. Obviously.
Yeah, but nobody cared about country rock. I mean, come on, be honest.
Well, we didn't
Nobody
call it
gave a fuck
Americana.
about country rock.
Americana wasn't invented until what 20 years ago at the most.
What's that?
Americana. That wasn't a thing.
Yeah, Americana is country music for libtards.
All
That's-
those people, like no one bought Guy Clark records and no one bought Townes Van Zandt records back then.
Poco.
And John Prine hardly sold, and that they became like a king later. Which the
None
great
of them.
record. I mean, he sold a little bit. He was like those were cult artists.
Yeah, it's like the idea of like talking about John Fahey, like an American primitive guitarist. Like I don't think anyone was saying that.
Oh, I
then,
never
were
heard
they?
the word. I don't think I heard the word
Yeah.
primitive. I don't think I heard the word primitive until you brought it up, Tom.
Right.
I
I'm
knew
a primitive player.
I knew Sandy Bull, and I knew obviously. Well, Leo Kottke is probably the more commercial of all of them, and I knew, all those guys.
Here's one.
Same
How about
goal,
this,
huh?
Mazzy?
Alright, guys.
Do you
You
have
turned me on to Glenn. What's his name?
Do you have any Peter Walker?
I do. Yeah. Well, I knew the Raga
Excellent.
guitar. I have both those actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
I
this
like
one,
that
Mazzy.
Raga stuff, but we didn't call it primitive guitar. I mean, I did
Right.
at least.
What do you got there?
Who's
You want to show
Peter
something, Dave?
Walker?
He was in that
Talking
He
style.
was on Vanguard. Yes, Sandy Bull too.
Yeah, you have that one, Mazzy?
I don't. I've seen that one, but I don't have it. No.
You should pick it up. It's still cheap.
Yeah, those
Really
are
good.
incredible. hmm Demolition Derby, I'd recommend getting too.
Well, when you turned, I remember buying like 3 or 4, maybe 4 of those Glenn, what's his name records,
Glenn Jones.
Glenn Jones, and the archivist was here during that time, and she ordered them too because she loves that stuff. And that's when she was. Yeah,
This one's amazing as well.
I can't. What is that? Can you?
I'll
Well,
let me
Make
get-
yourself big.
I'm trying.
Oh, I've seen that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've never seen that one, Dom.
I've seen it, but I've
This
never.
one's
I don't
incredible.
know.
Yeah. Also
I don't-
Vanguard.
I didn't
Yeah.
like that one as much. Isn't that one a little bit more like?
Do you like the later Fahey records when he was on Reprise or Warner's, like After the Ball, and
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah, those are interesting.
I just don't know that those. If you have an opportunity to grab, like if you don't have any John Fahey, I don't know that I'd go to those.
Now, go to the Tacoma stuff first, obviously.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, this one,
And
Alex,
Peter Lang,
stellar.
I'm gonna take off, dudes.
Bye, Richie.
Good to see you,
Good night.
Rich.
Later, man.
I'll tuck you in later, so call me when you're.
All right, I'm gonna go watch Barbie.
It's good. Barbie's fun.
It was a really good movie, actually.
It's funny.
It's
It's
probably
funny.
the best movie of the year, actually.
I liked Oppenheimer better, but whatever.
I still have to see Barbie. I just saw Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
It's fun. People take it too seriously. I laughed throughout it. It was fun.
Is that real? Did Steven know Fahey?
I just got
John Fahey and introduced him to the Residents music. Well,
What do you
Steven,
got, Alex? Hold on.
I don't know. I used to see the Residents.
Oh,
a lot
great.
in Frisco.
Yeah, the Twilight Peaks, is it?
yeah, and it was actually produced by Glenn Jones.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I don't know that record. How
So
old is
later,
that?
I think it was
Yeah.
a tape originally, and it came out on record finally years back now. If that's right, I think that's right.
Yeah, it's an '84 recording and came out maybe 15 years ago.
Wow.
Really great cover. I just got this.
There's some great stories about Glenn Jones, who was he was basically a record dealer for Rounder, and he dealt with Sun Ra in the early '80s. Like in the Sun Ra book I have, there's a whole story with Glenn Jones, the guitarist, going to meet Sun Ra and his people and signing a deal with Rounder. Like Glenn Jones did a whole lot. What we got there?
Cul-de-sac.
Oh, that's the cul-de-sac. I don't have that one. Nice. I only have one cul-de-sac.
Wow. I don't know that. What is that?
Glenn Jones' band.
Yep.
Really? What kind? Is it folky?
Not really.
No, alternative rock
Oh,
in a way, experimental rock, but with a Fahey influence.
wow.
Oh, that's cool.
The last cul-de-sac is the final record with John Fahey, but it's never been on vinyl, which I'm hoping they do sometime.
Right, Dom? This is a Fahey song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
You know what band I don't think it was Dom that turned me on to. I don't know how I missed this band, and I bought. I guess
Hey, Dan.
is Trees.
Oh, beautiful band. Yeah.
I don't know how I missed them. I never saw their records. Those are from the 70s, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're right in line with Fairport. I just don't know.
I
Maybe they
know.
didn't really
And
make
I
it
was
over
so
here.
into Fairport and Pentangle, Incredible String Band, all that. Joseph Boyd produced stuff, and I don't know
That's
how
awesome.
I never saw the Trees record. I don't remember them coming out in the States. They must have, but I don't.
No, they were like UK.
I never saw them in record stores I worked at.
UK Europe only. I got the box set that they did recently because
Right.
the more modern reissues were out of print. But I would like to own those originals. I really would.
Yeah, I got the reissues, but not the box.
Right.
Yeah, they were.
They're so good.
Yeah.
Alex, I listened to that Dickie Landry spoken word album today. I dig the saxophone on it. I like how everything flows with it. I'm gonna have to go pick that up after checking it out.
So the artist that did the cover is this guy Lawrence. I don't know if it's Wiener or.
Yeah, that sounds right. Because I think it's
next to my. It's next to my Peter Walker Mazzy.
Oh God, I love that album. I love that album. You know, to me, I hated when he went back into Quicksilver, but I love that record. That's I think Bob Johnson produced that, who produced Dylan and Leonard Cohen.
Let's see. Yeah, I believe that's true.
Yeah.
Produced by Johnson. This is pretty weird good.
I love it. It's got like so much friggin' echo, reverb.
So much echo. Maybe a little much, but I love it.
It's funny. Children of the Sun was.
Did they have that at Hi-Fi Lounge down?
Children of the Sun was played on KSAN all the time. I don't
remember. This is one of these.
Children of the Sun. It's a great song.
Yeah, the Misunderstood did that song. I know.
You know, because remember he got busted. He was in Quicksilver. He got busted. So he wasn't on the first Quicksilver records. And then he came back when they did like Just About Love and Just Another Hit. And I think it ruined Quicksilver, added all that reverb. And to me, the great Gary Duncan, John Cipollina's dueling guitars made that band on those first two records. You know.
Crazy.
He wrote, he wrote Get Together under the name Chet Powers. I guess that's his real name. Or no, Dino Valenti is his real name. Chet Powers.
Yeah, I don't know where that exists, his song. There's a recording of it, I'm sure.
Yeah, there is. But of course the Youngbloods are the famous version. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Jefferson Airplane did it on their first album.
Look at this. We're getting into classic rock territory. Great.
Well,
I didn't start it.
Change it up. I got this package finally from Mexico.
From
Jose.
I was talking to him about ordering. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, and he you know how he talked about how this is the only photo of his setup.
Right.
Very cool. It is a lot different than the other Merzbow I have. I have a 7-inch of Merzbow that's really out there stuff. But what else came? And the test press, the Mats Gustafsson test press.
Ooh.
So that was cool to get that in before the trip, you know.
Nice.
Where are you going?
I'm meeting with these here gentlemen's next Saturday.
Where?
Upstate New York.
Ithaca?
Rochester. No, Rochester.
Rochester.
Kodakville.
Yeah.
Yeah. Used to be.
I used to go there because I used to
Jenny
back in
Cremail.
the I guess the late 80s, early 90s. One of my photographers did a lot of work for Kodak. So I'd go up to Rochester. There used to be an ad agency called Rumrill Hoyt ad agency, and we used to work for Kodak.
My Uncle Russell
We went there
worked at
once.
Kodak for his whole career.
Yeah, that's.
Now, how are you enjoying retired life? Officially retired life, Mazzy?
Well, I still consult a little bit, do work with some photographers I know, and I'm busy, so I hate the word retired because I've been self-employed for 38 years, so it's kind of like being independent anyway. So it's not that much different, except not dealing with the bullshit, the conference calls where you're on a conference call with too many cooks and everyone has a vision of what the campaign has to look like in a production. And, I don't miss that part of it. I miss doing the projects, getting the money, obviously. And I like negotiating. I like working with artists. So.
Sherv's on board here.
Sherv. Awesome. It's been a while since I've seen anything from Sherv. Hopefully we see one.
Oh, Sherv's probably it's their busy season.
Yeah, anytime I see any of these, like I showed this earlier, I always think of Sherb. He did that great Arrest of Freedom feature years ago now, which was great. I mean, because we always see these for nothing, and just the qualities. I saw the.
I miss his videos. I know he does some occasionally, but it's such a chill hangout when he's talking. He's so excited about the music. So
yeah, he has that hangout feel too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like you want to hang out in his room.
I'm gonna see him.
Remember, Sherv, I remember you did when there was a party at your house and your friend came in or your brother-in-law or someone came in and you hung out during the party and talk about records. I love that stuff.
You're gonna hang out. You're gonna meet up with Alex.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. So because Jamie's coming in from Scotland here this weekend.
Nice,
sweet.
He'll be back here in like early January. So
there needs to be video evidence of this. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Sure, he doesn't like to be kind of
true.
Well, I don't know.
True. It can just be like one of my, videoing going into somewhere.
Yeah,
just some evidence.
I know what you mean though. Like, I anytime I'm in a shop, I like to try to I should get some video, but I'm always just too locked into.
Forget half the time now. I don't worry about it. We leave all that fancy stuff to Mazzy and his.
Yeah, Mazzy's good at that.
I'm addicted to it. I love shooting this stuff.
I love seeing
with all these photographers. But it's
don't
funny.
Get me wrong, we love seeing it.
You know what it is? It's people hate it when you're doing it, but they love to see it a month later. Or
yeah, man. The San Fran trips are phenomenal. I love seeing when you're parked, pulled off the side of the road, halfway there in Oregon or whatever.
I see the beauty in my city, my old city. And when I was in New York, I loved shooting. I shot a lot of stuff in New York with these guys, and it was fun. It just was I don't know. I mean, even standing out in the fucking rain, so that was up against that wall. Up against the wall. I said, "Hey guys, it was."
That was I have to say, at that moment, I was like, "This is bad. This sucks." Like, because they were like the way the traffic was, we had nowhere to go.
We couldn't find a car, and we wanted a coffee. We couldn't find a freaking coffee.
Yeah.
But it was like 3 o'clock to get coffee.
That brings up a good question. Do you think that next year they will fix these issues? Having the one.
You think
they have it at that place again? What's that?
Yeah.
Are they going to keep the same venue? Do you think?
I hope not. I don't think that was a good location.
The building was great, but there was nothing there. And that bullshit about you couldn't go out and come back in.
Right. That's no bueno.
No.
This isn't like a club you're going to go get fucked up and coming back in, right?
Well, especially because to go anywhere else, like they had one option for food, and to go anywhere, you had to go for not close. You had to go at least a half mile away to get to anything.
The only
thing
then
you couldn't come back in.
The only thing I can think of with that is once they have you in, you can't leave. Well, then your decision is, well, I better buy this record now.
No, but they don't care. That's the venue.
It's back in or whatever.
You got to give you a wristband. I mean, that's ridiculous. I've never been to a record show where you can't go out and come back in again ever.
Yeah, you should be able to go put them in
your
car.
Hand, they give you a wristband or they do something,
Yeah.
I was saying that to Stunty, oh man, there's nothing to eat, and after 5 hours, there was nowhere to go, and he's like, who needs to eat?
Well, they had that one food truck, but it was pouring to stand in line.
Oh, it was terrible.
They had a bar. That was the only decent thing. They had a bar, but
the bar was all right. Yeah,
but you need to.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, the actual layout of the dealers and all that was fine. I mean, it was pretty spacious, but it was just everything else about it. We'll see. I mean, I'm planning to go. It's already on my calendar for next year, assuming they do it. So,
I mean, the Seattle one's nowhere as big as that, but it's in the old Armory at Seattle Center where the Space Needle and everything is, and KEXP, but it's in this Armory, which is literally a food court around you. So you have cafes and burritos and burgers and a bar and all, that's great. You can go outside the little gates and you're stamped and you can come back in.
Yeah.
Is it October again, Dom, next year?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's on the. I haven't actually looked to see if it's officially been announced, but I'm just like, it's
Yeah.
already been sort of earmarked in the family calendar, if you know what I mean.
Understood.
Yeah.
That's the best time to go to New York too.
Has
usually.
anybody
Yes.
here gone to the Austin one? I know Sherb has.
I've been there 3 times.
Is
It's
it
the
good?
biggest one I've ever been to in this country, and
Okay.
ever actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember Sherb went out there. But
We'll see. I
but
mean,
Alex, you've been to Austin a bunch of times for work, right?
Yeah, but never haven't been to the show.
Yeah, but you gone to there's some good shops in Austin.
Yeah, although every time I go, I just go to End of a Year,
Mhm.
spend all my money there, and haven't gone anywhere else. But
Yeah, they have a lot of great shit there. I mean, I've gotten stuff from them online before that's hard to find. Like I got some Blameful Isles records from them. So
yeah, this is true. When it was in Manhattan was really great, and the Brooklyn one was okay. Actually, I never went to the Brooklyn one, but the Manhattan look. I mean, that was it. But whatever. As long as it happens, I'll go. You know.
Where did they have it in New York, Frank? Where in Manhattan? Where was it?
It was 18th Street, I believe, or 18th. Or correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it was further up. It was
What kind
off
of venue?
6th Avenue.
Michael
was,
just chimed in. That's a good
Yep.
point.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. But it was like Midtown South, 6th Avenue, and like I feel like it was 18th or 19th Street, from what I can remember. But I mean, you know, it was a big space, convention center type thing, similar kind of space. Big. It was big. I'm sure they just couldn't afford to keep doing it there.
Priced it in Manhattan and most of Brooklyn. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But a venue, certain venues, they could have it on off days where, conventioners and other kinds of business people don't do it, like dates. I don't know.
What other records did you find, Mazzy, other than the Bronca?
I don't even remember. I bought a bunch of, soul records. I bought some Ann Peebles that I didn't have.
Oh, that's right. I
bought some Last Poets. I bought 2 Last Poets.
Yeah.
I didn't buy, to be honest with you, I really enjoyed the hangout. And,
you guys eat some good food?
I bought that Cracker record, and it turned out that Cracker record, because it never came out on Virgin, on vinyl by Virgin, but Classic Records, the archive, the audiophile label put it out. It sounds friggin' amazing. I didn't realize it was a classic record until I got it home.
The interesting thing about that Cracker record, Mazzy, I saw them play on that tour, and it was at an outdoor festival in Charlotte that day. And I actually knew through when I was working at Best Buy, I knew the Virgin Records rep, and he was there represent, because Cracker was on his label. So I was hanging out with him that day a little bit, and I got to meet Cracker, and they autographed his business card because it's all I had to have autographed with me.
Nice.
So I have the business card of the Virgin Records rep autographed by the band Cracker.
Well, when they toured, they still tour. Then it's usually Kemper, Van Beethoven, and Cracker, because David Lowery's in both. So they alternate who plays, who's headlines. And
that record was big here because our radio station played the heck out of it.
Well, I love that song. There's that song Big Dipper about the roller coaster Santa Cruz, because those guys were from Santa Cruz or went to school in Santa Cruz.
That day they played on a stage on one of the out stages, and then the stage that I was at most of the day, that it was there were 4 bands. It was Fishbone, then 311, then George Clinton with P-Funk, and Blue Oyster Cult. That was the lineup that day. It was a heck of a day. And Cracker was out on one of the other stages.
I just remember that song "Low," hearing that song "Low" 1,000 times.
Yeah, good song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were nice. They were really laid back guys, chill.
Well, David Lowery's a big vocal guy against all the little money you get from streaming. He's been a vocal, and I don't blame him.
Oh, as far as like
Well, you see, like, oh, I
The
got
artists
3
don't
minutes.
get much
You know,
of a cut.
they have
Or
these
they work on
these record companies showing these things standing with the artist that got 32 million streams, and I keep thinking, what'd you get, $18? Maybe
Oh,
they got
right.
more.
Yeah,
I'm sure they get more, but
pennies. Yeah.
That's- yeah.
I don't care for downloads much at all. Like,
Yeah.
it's not.
I get it, but it's yeah.
Well, what's the plans? New Year's plans. How about that? Anyone? Anything good? Does anyone care?
No.
Works
Yeah.
pretty hardcore for me being an accountant and New
Mhm.
Year stuff. So,
You're an accountant? I didn't know you were an accountant.
oh, yeah,
accountant.
well, yeah.
Shit.
Basically.
Sorry. I get all my 1099s together and
Oh, not like that kind of accountant. I handle all the equipment. I pay for all the equipment for a construction company. So,
oh, okay. I thought you were like
Yeah.
doing someone's taxes. Okay, never mind.
yeah.
You have to be accounting.
Paying for all the rental and leases and all that kind of stuff.
Got it. Yeah. Well, shit, I write all my records off. And I mean, I know we're not talking about tax and stuff, but
Oh,
even
really? Tell us more.
I used to do it too.
well,
Really?
I mean, you can do it even more now. Having a YouTube channel, you can do it because literally that is your job, especially for monetized.
Oh, yeah. I see. I'm
But-
not
But
monetized.
as a photo agent for years, I used to do not a lot, but I used to do work for the record I did work for, Elektra Records and Capitol and Warner Brothers and Sony and stuff. So I would try to get work from the labels for my photographers along with advertising. And so every record I bought, I would write off. I mean, it's only an issue if you get audited. And if you're audited, all you have to do is justify it. And that's how you justify.
Oh, okay. I can just say, hey, I have this YouTube channel.
Well, now I can definitely because I mean,
Well,
it's
yeah.
literally
you
I
have to
show
prove that
records.
it's monetized.
My
though.
trip to New York, I'm writing that off. I mean, the thing is, now I'm going to make a lot less money because my
Right.
business is
Yeah.
down. But having that offset thing is, yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
I pay a CPA every year, and he asks me questions, and he says, "Are you sure you can do this?" And I tell him why. He goes, "Okay." It depends on what it is. And I mean, I'm an honest broker about it, but especially now, I mean, I put more time in my YouTube for whatever reason, good or bad. So
dude, if I can write off my records, I'll get like a $10 million return.
well, you do.
This is
I
great
mean,
news for me, man.
You gotta,
Made my whole year.
like, I was using it because for a few years I was running just using my
You're a musician.
music reselling and musician, and also as a dealer, I had my own LLC set up. I still do technically, but it's dormant. But this is all inventory, right? I mean,
Oh,
all
you
of this
can
that I'm
just say,
buying
hey,
is
it's for my
inventory.
Discogs.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just used that and then I wrote off all my supplies and expenses and yeah,
Oh, wow.
but it's a pain in the ass, but worth it.
Do you have to itemize each record?
No,
not each record.
How do you
Yeah.
itemize the line? What do you? just
Well,
say,
I mean,
"Here's 10 records"?
at the end of the year, I mean, you can do it obviously through QuickBooks or things like that. But if you have bank statements, if you're not paying cash is a whole other thing. But you have your credit cards that you bought all this stuff at these vendors, and whether it's Amazon or Tower Records or Amoeba or whatever it is, you add all that up and you put in that category. And it's
Oh wow.
but I've been self-employed for for 38 years. So
So you're used to
it's
doing
all
it.
set up. I
Mhm.
basically send the shit to my CPA and he puts it in and he says, "Here's what we got." And I say, "Well, we take it from there."
Wow. Fantastic.
I mean, there you go. Cautionary tale, though. I mean, if you want to start diving into that,
Yeah. This is.
I've been
What's
I've
your
been
thought?
audited. I've been audited twice, and they really they questioned entertainment. They didn't, and that means like when I go to New York, for instance, when I was going with my photography, doing portfolio shows, I would take clients out to dinners or lunch or buy them coffee, whatever, and I had to justify that. As long as I could justify it, you have to justify it, and that's it.
Yeah.
And if you slip shit, like if you say you're Trump Tower condo is 30,000 square feet and it's only 10, there's an issue there. You're writing it off.
Right.
So
Yeah, I think Dave, what's your business going to be? That's it. Decide what your business is going to be with records, and then just justify away.
yeah. But are you freelance or are you an employee of the contractor
For what?
for what you're accounting or whatever you do for them?
Oh
Are you
no, I just employ the.
so they take taxes out, so you're not a freelancer. So
No.
okay.
Well,
Well,
you
then
have to come up with your own little thing.
you have to have a business to be able to write all that shit off.
Oh, I have my business under local bandography, but that's film,
Right.
so that don't the records don't have any.
And it's like if you're a writer or musician, you can write things off, even not making any money for so many years until the IRS says it's a hobby. And after, I don't know if it's 5 years or
Well,
whatever.
If I can get this channel monetized, I can write them off, just
Yeah.
like because I can say it's for the YouTube thing.
Yeah, in theory.
Interesting.
This is probably boring your audience now, Dom. So
Well, we can. I think I'm ready to wrap it. I think I'm ready to wrap it.
It's been a
2
couple
hours
hours.
in. You got Metal Theologian to get to.
Yeah. All right. Well,
It's been good, though.
You just Mazzy, fly to Rochester for next Saturday.
I'm
Hit a pop shop with us.
I'm spent out financially and personally this year. So
All right.
maybe next year. Next year in Jerusalem, as they say.
All right.
It's not a
Good to see you,
place.
gents.
Take care.
See
See you now.
you gentlemen soon.